So then once I open that up, we can export this one. Now this time I want to get the attachment to not to its own workbook, but attach it to the workbook we already have open. So how can we do that? I'll show you. We will say export it to Excel. And so there it is. Now I can open that up. Well, let's just save it there. Let's save it somewhere. Let's save it here into the transfer folder. And then I'll open it up. All right, so here it is. Now, but I don't want it on this worksheet. I want to put it on the other worksheet in a new tab. So there's a couple ways you could do that. You could go to this other worksheet over here and basically create a new tab and then copy and paste it. But the more efficient way to do it, you have to have both of these open at the same time and then go to the one that you want to transfer from, which is going to be this one. And then on the tab at the bottom, we just right click on it and say that we want to move or copy. And then I'm going to move or copy, and then it gives me the drop down of the open workbooks, which are kind of like the open documents for Excel. I want to copy it to this one, reports, my other one, and then I want to create a copy. So it's going to make a copy of this, put it into the other tab, a tab in the other worksheet. So I'm going to say, okay, do it. So then now it put it over here. So I'm going to pull it from the left tab to the right tab, and there it is. We got the summary balance sheet and then the standard balance sheet, which I'm going to rename balance sheet. Let's just say Vert, just to differentiate it from any other balance sheet. So it brought it over. Let's get rid of this other one. I don't need that anymore. Get it out of here. So there's too much stuff happening. All right, so if we did some formatting on this one, once again, I can change the view at the bottom right to this and then back. Now I can see the dotted line, so that's where we're at. Now notice this one has some funny formatting that we can now kind of change. Like this total column, we don't really need that anymore. You can't really get rid of it when it was in QuickBooks, but I could get rid of it now. That's not really helping me out. So I could just select this whole column or row and just delete it. Delete that, get that out of here. That's not useful. It's not helpful, you know? And then I'm going to say, and then I could make these, maybe I'd select these two and make these a little smaller because they're too wide. You don't need to be that wide on that because I'd rather make this one the wide one. And then maybe like we don't like I'd rather use the little underline function, this underline. So all the underlines, I'm going to make them this underline because I think it's better because then I can put like borders around everything so people don't get confused like where their eyes are going, because the whole thing will have borders around it so you can clearly see like where everything is going. But to do that, I have to put the underlines this way. Otherwise, when I put the borders in, it'll like delete the other borders where the underlines were. So I'm just going to say it's kind of tedious. It's kind of a little labor intensive, but the clients will appreciate it possibly. They probably won't. They won't really care, but they'll subliminatively, they'll know the work that you've been doing, and so it'll redound to your benefit. So then let's go, and then I can put borders around the whole thing. Isn't that cool looking? I can make this some kind of other formatting like black and white or something. And, you know, we could change the font if we wanted to or whatever. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not an expert at this. I'm not a design person, but you know what I mean? You can do like cool stuff like that. And then, so that's that. So now if I go to the first tab and I was to say, save the, print the report. Now, if I print the entire workbook, I've got the first and then the second. So now I can print them both on one PDF file and give them to someone on one PDF file with more customization than could even be done in the QuickBooks reports area. Let's do one more